Okay, shalom, shalom, Kwem Yasha'Allah, Koholoyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakodash, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to take the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawah. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And Scripture says to be not ignorant in any matter, whether great or small. And we have to keep on touching on this Revelation 13:16. This micro C-hip, that mark of the beauty and the beast, and a lot of this technology that's leading up to it. So this says Princeton device merges living brain cells with electronics for computing. Right? So they have 13 sources on here. First bullet point they have is Princeton researchers built a 3D device that cultures living neurons around a microscopic electronic mesh, enabling biological pattern recognition. And then they have second on there. The system works from the inside out, recording and stimulating neural activity at finer resolution than previous brain-on-chip approaches over 6 months of testing. And third on the list is researchers say the brain uses roughly 1/millionth the power of today's AI systems, positioning biohybrid devices as a path to energy-efficient computing. So these Edomites, man, they on top of everybody, on top of everything, man. The scripture talks about they're wiser than Daniel. It's nothing that this man doesn't search out. He's all in the skies, searching shit. He's all in the oceans. And that's scriptural as well, too, because the Lord said that, roughly paraphrasing, if these things could be searched out, that basically, the Lord will forget about, his inheritance, or, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you Israelites. So Esau, he's all over the place. You can tell clearly this is his world. Job 9:24, it says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? Who is he? Because he's the one that has the power, all the resources, all the funding, and then he has the Israelites in captivity, that's paying taxes towards a lot of this funding and all the shit that they're doing. And we don't have no might in or say in any of this stuff that they're doing. Right? Let's go into the first bullet point. Let's see. This is Text Explorer. Let's go into this one real quick. Okay, so it says new 3D device harnesses living brain cells for computing. Princeton researchers have combined brain cells and advanced electronics into a single 3D device that can be programmed to recognize patterns using computational techniques. Past attempts at using brain cells to do computation have relied on 2D cultures grown in a petri dish, or 3D clusters that are probed and monitored from outside. The Princeton device takes a different approach, working from the inside out. Using advanced fabrication techniques, the team created a 3D mesh made of microscopic metal wires and electrodes supported by a thin epoxy coating. Because the coating is so thin, it has just the right amount of flexibility to interface with the soft neurons that grow around it. The team used the mesh as a scaffold to culture tens of thousands of neurons into a vast 3D network that can be used to do computation. And this man gotta go, bro. This motherfucker gotta go, bro. Let's see, they got a little video here, a little 22-second video. Let's see if we can get it to play. This is fair use. Copyright disclaimer. Not getting any monetary value off of this. Well, let's just play. Let's see if it'll play. Okay, I'm assuming it don't have no sound to it. Yeah, it's just a simple, I guess, little graft of it. Okay, it says the researchers said the new integrated approach enabled them to record and stimulate the neurons' electrical activity at a much finer scale than past approaches. So this lets you know they've been dealing with this for quite some time. They tracked the evolution of the system over a period of more than 6 months, experimenting with ways to strengthen and weaken connections between key neurons, and ultimately trained an algorithm that could recognize patterns of electrical pulse. In one test, they used pairs of distinct spatial patterns. In another, they used distinct temporal patterns. The system correctly distinguished among the patterns in both tests. The researchers said they hope to scale the system to the point where it can do increasingly complex tasks. Yeah, this is look like some Moabites is on this shit there. But you know, Princeton, you know what I'm saying? They a lot of those foreigners, they come here and they study and do all this bullshit. It says the work was led jointly by Tian Ming Fu, assistant professor of electrical and computer engineering, and Oman Darling, Bioengineering Institute, James Stum. So it's a lot of these, you know, just these fucking pretty much Psalms 83. The enemies of the Lord, man, that's out here. They don't have no regards for, you know, the way the Lord put things together. They really don't believe. They don't believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. They believe that they are gods. They believe in their science and what they can physically see, touch, and smell, you know, and all that little shit like that. They don't have no faith. The Lord didn't situate them like that. You know, the Lord only gave the Israelites faith to believe in spiritual things, man. Okay, but it says, while initially developed to study fundamental problems in neuroscience, the team realized it could shed light on key bottleneck of modern AI technology: energy consumption. The real bottleneck for AI in the near future is energy, said Fu. Our brain consumes only a tiny fraction, about 1/millionth, of the power consumed by today's AI systems to perform similar tasks. Okay, so you see what it is, man. We don't have to really go. Let's see what they got on the next bullet point. Oh yeah, pretty much about the same thing, probably. But this is an electronics forum. Let's see. Yeah, they're pretty much going to give the same information. So them just playing with the brain like that in general, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's, you know, again, the scripture says to be not ignorant in any matter, whether great or small. But we know that all this is leading up to, let's just go into the scriptures real quick, the Kragma, man. These people want to integrate this shit within the human population. And once they get into shit like this, you know, that they're going to be in total control of you. Like, why would they not be in total control of you? You think that Esau, he don't have no values as is. You think that he'll value you actually being able to, you know, have some privacy, so to speak? This motherfucker don't care nothing about, he wants to know everything about you. He wants to, you know, check your fucking blood levels every second of the day. He wants to know when you're taking a dump. He want to know where you walked to, or where you took a drive to, or, you know, you went out to the park, you just wanted to sit by the water. You know, he wants to know all those things. He wants to know what you ate today, what you know, how many times you urinated, and you know, just this motherfucker is just all over the place, bro. This man gotta go. Revelation 13:16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And so it's coming to a point. This is all in play, man. So you got Israelites out here playing damn games. They're not telling their congregation, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, beware of what's to come. You know? Be stern. Pray for endurance. Pray for mercy. Pray that the Lord will help you to make it through all the things that are to come to pass, and pray that you're accounted worthy enough to stand before the Son of Man, you know, like how the Lord said. He says to watch and pray. These are the kinds of things that we're watching and praying for, you know, that we're watching it. We're telling the people what's going on, and we're praying that ourselves and our families, you know what I'm saying, will be safe from shit like this. Because it's going to come a point where Trump done already signed a couple of executive orders the other day. where they got Scott Bessent, I guess, this guy, he's telling the banks that, pretty much overall, you're going to have to know your customer, and no telling what you're going to need to actually say, hey, I'm me. I've had a bank account with this particular bank for 20 years. They're not going to give a fuck about that. You're going to have to come through and reprove that you are who you say you are. So they're coming down with all these laws, and they're trying to make it seem as if, it's about immigration. It's about, people being here illegally. It's about embezzlement. It's about, the scripture says to never trust this man, though he humble himself and go crouching. Because, see, he's going to come like he's trying to keep you safe. Or we got to deal with these immigrants. We got to, we got to make sure that, the country is safe. Well, from what Trump and them has been doing with ICE and all this other stuff, and they're building these facilities. Why are you building facilities when what you're supposed to be doing is deporting the people that you're supposedly catching? You don't need nowhere to, you buying up multiple warehouses in the the damn near $100 millions, man. And you're outfitting these places. But, okay, you saying ain't nobody coming across the border. You ain't been seeing no waves of people coming across the border. So you supposed to be rounding up these people, putting them on planes, and letting them take them, go back to where they came from. Here you go, you're building places for, you're buying up old plants, you're buying up old warehouses and doing all these different things when all you're supposed to be just deporting the people. You don't even need all that. So what is this stuff for? It's really for you American people, man. It's really for you ones that's not going to comply to what they're about to bring forth. And they're about to bring forth that new reset. And, we with this shit that's going on over in Iran, they playing with the oil, they playing with the prices of the barrel. They causing all this disruption throughout the planet. And overall, man, it's just going to come to a point of a global reset, because the dollar is done. These people are not even dealing with the dollar like that. A lot of these countries, they're dealing with, their own currency to make purchases, with this energy and stuff like that. So, Trump out here doing a bunch of bullshit. It's all unraveling, man. But it's all leading up to these elite. They don't care. They got everything. Shit, the motherfuckers, they already, they own everything. They're not struggling. They're not going to be struggling when shit shut down. They're the ones that's going to shut the shit down and have everything to continue on surviving, and thinking that they're just going to come out winning at the end, and they're not. But this is all leading up to them having total control over the population, and mainly you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who they really want that complete total power over. They want it over you, because you are the Israelites. And it's, it all goes into the birthright. It all goes into that blessing that they lost. See, the elite, they know who everyone is. They know about all the 18 nations that the Lord created. They know that they have but a short time to do this thing, to do what they're doing. So they're going to come down with great wrath, man. So little stuff like this, these people, man, look, we just get up and go to work. You'd be surprised at what these people are in these universities and these science labs, and what they're playing with, and what they're fucking with. You have no idea what these people are doing, man, on a day-to-day basis. That's the reason why, we scour the news. The Lord said to watch. And when something sticks out to us, hey, we grab that shit up, and we open up the scriptures and we report on it, man, to warn our people. Okay, but again, this is Revelation 13:16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that mark is going off into something that's physical, man. See, they've been doing a lot of gradualism. They speeding up on a lot of things, Then it got people used to, a phone just constantly being in your fucking hand. You tapping and paying. Motherfuckers can't even move without their phone. That phone is permanently attached to people all day long. They sleep with it next to, matter of fact, they fall asleep with that bitch in their hand. They wake up to it, every alert that goes off. So people, your pay, they're putting, these wallets in, you got these different styles of wallets in the phone. You got everything is just electronic. A lot of people don't fuck with cash like that no more anyway. So you're able to go into a store, you're able to tap and pay. Now, one thing about Walmart, I don't think they have Apple Pay. I have never seen nobody tap their phone. And maybe they have it, at them self-checkouts, whatever. But the whole system is set up where, I've gone to even like Dollar Tree, places like that. They got these screens, they got the camera on it. They can see you can see your face on there. So, of course, they already got your biometrics as far as that goes. You can tap. You can swipe your card or whatever, and then they have that little ATM bullshit attached to it. Would you like some cash back? Where they, if you're saying yes, of course they get their charge, and it'll spit you. It's basically a damn ATM right at the cash. It's a cash register / ATM that you're using. That's all digital. So it'll still spit you, it'll accept cash. I know the ones at Dollar Tree. It'll spit you some cash out. Even that's at I think that's at Walmart too. Would you like cash back? Type of deal. But they about to get rid of all that shit, man. All that shit they're about to basically put inside the people. This is what it's all coming down to. It's all coming down to why you think they're building all these data centers, man. Sucking up all the damn energy. Got your damn energy bill through the fucking roof. I just seen an article with what's that, Facebook, whatever the fuck. They're about to get rid of 8,000 more people to set up their AI systems. This is what it's all leading to. And you only got like, 3 or 4 main companies, 5 or 6. I say 5 to 10 main companies that's out here running the whole fucking entire planet. That congressional shit, your president, your mayors, and that shit ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Those are not the people that's running shit. It's the elite that's running this thing, and they're about to have they already got the system in play. It's already set up to basically bring you into that digital stage of you're gonna get down or you're gonna lay down. You're going to get down or you're going to lay down. Because they're in control of all the resources. They're in control of everything that your everyday needs. Your food, your water. They got rid of all the mom and pop stores pretty much. There's still some that's still around, supermarkets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But during COVID-19, a lot of that shit folded. They got rid of a lot of shit during COVID. They don't talk about that. But there's a lot of places that I seen closed that never opened back up. So now you're dependent upon who? The big box stores, You can go to a Costco's, a Sam's Club, a BJ's, Walmart, Target. Them your basics right there. I know here we got like places called Myers. I'm not sure if, people know about that. Myers as far as the supermarkets. You got Kroger's. I guess different places, But overall, your big box stores, they're the ones where you really don't have no cashiers in any of these places. And everything is a self-checkout. Then they have these new doors, you know what I'm saying, where, they can actually lock these doors and keep you from opening these freezer doors at the supermarkets and, and opening certain, where you just want shit. Because most of the shit in Walmart right now is locked. You used to be able to go up and run up and just grab whatever you want to grab, throw it into your buggy. Now you got to they got those buttons you got to press to get an assistant to come and open that shit up for you, man. And people are prone to convenience here. This is one thing about Esau. He has made the world into a microwave, everything instantly. And people in America don't have, especially here in Babylon, they don't have no patience. They want everything quickly. If they gotta wait an extra couple of seconds or extra couple of minutes, they ready to fucking lose their damn minds, man. You see these people in the drive-thrus at these restaurants, they honking their damn horn. What's taking so long, They jumping through the damn window. They jumping over the counter. You know, people are very impatient. That's why you got so much road rage. So when Esau comes down the pipe with this, oh, well, it's going to make everything convenient. It's going to make everything quicker. It's going to make, your life easier. You're just going to be in and out. And that's the mindset that these people had. That's why, one of the gifts of the Spirit is patience. So the men of the Lord, we're to have patience. We're to, to not fly off the damn handle when shit is just not being sped all up. We should be able to wait. That's something that we should be practicing on, and praying for. Patience, man, because what's these people are gonna make haste. That word haste goes off into doing something speedily and making and they're gonna make a stupid ass decision because of no patience. The people do that all the time. That's every day. That's most of these motherfuckers in prison. They make a hasty, stupid ass decision instead of, being patient, moving in the spirit, so to speak, because we have a protocol. We got to go by the scriptures. You pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for results. Let the Lord do the work. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. But these people, they don't have no patience, so that's going to be a big hit. You're going to have some resistance, don't get me wrong, but that's going to be one of the things that Esau is going to come down the pipe with. You got a lot of this trafficking going on. You got a lot of these kids coming up missing. I just seen an article on three bodies found in Memphis. I think there was like 3 to 7 year olds or something like that was found in Memphis in the woods. Some lady was walking her dog, and now the police in that area, they're like, well, we don't have no missing children report, so these children come from somewhere else, right? Because they were saying that they had to have been there for years because they totally decomposed. The lady came across a skull. So, Esau, he's going to come with that, well, if you chip, you let us put this microchip into your child. We can locate them at all times. We can pinpoint them. We can know exactly where they are. You know what I'm saying? And see, Esau, he's going to come with that humbling and crouching. But the scripture says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. He's going to come trying to, we love you. This is going to make the kids safe. But in the meanwhile, now they're tracking it. So who's to say that they're not tracking your kids and come and swoop your damn kids up when they want to? Here you go. You got a motherfucking maniac sitting behind a damn computer at some call center, and he's able to ping your child, and he's able to just swoop down on your kid or send somebody the notification of where your children are at. So you gotta trust this man. You gotta trust the person that actually stole every motherfucking thing that he has. And he's coming at you acting as if he's just the savior, man. Anyway, let me get this chapter 14 real quick, verse 9. Revelation 14:9, it says, and the third angel followed them. And it's entitled, Doom for Worshippers of the Beast, right? Verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire, and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So it's going to be some complete destruction, man, complete wrath. When someone's wrathful, when someone's mad like that, that's a whole, that's a, what they call it, a crime of a crime of passion. When somebody just overkill, it's gonna be an overkill, man, from the Lord to especially you Israelites, man. You gonna take this man's shit and he becomes your God, because that's what it's all about. He wants you to become a complete, perpetual servant to him. And once you do that, it's not gonna be a good look for your ass. The Lord gonna go into overkill on your ass, man. Sitting here watching these birds, man. These birds are incredible. They got some shit they trying to get. I guess they trying to build a nest. They trying to pull some shit from a fence that they can't get pulled. So one bird is pulling, and the second bird flew in to help them. And they trying to really figure out how to untwine that shit. That's crazy. Anyway, so let's go to verse 16. I was just looking at the Saints, brothers from Saints of Jersey, talking about those, the black birds with the red, reddish oranges, wings too. I was just watching that video because I never knew what kind of birds those was neither. I just started seeing them last year, but yesterday, just so happened, I seen like 20 of them out in my yard. So they was out in the park doing camp, and they, it's like, damn, I ain't never seen no bird look like that before. But I hadn't either until last year. It's like, damn, what kind of fucking bird is that? Never looked it up or anything like that. But, since last year, I've been seeing, like yesterday, I was just sitting out front and on the porch. And it was like 20 or so of them boys just swooping down in the grass. They was all in the trees. But I mean, I just never seen that bird before. Because we do have cardinals, like it's a cardinal nest in the backyard in a little bush we got where they come and lay eggs every year. So they've been doing that for decades. And we got some big stupid ass blue jays. We got a variety. It's all kinds of birds. Anyway, though, that's the spirit. But Revelation 16:2, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast and upon them which worship his image. So it's going to be people going to look fucked up out here, man. Your ass going to be looking like the bride of Frankenstein. You let this man put some shit in you that's moving with that kind of electronics in you and, radiation. And this is not medical advice, It's just like, come on, bro. It's enough we on these phones. It's enough that we even have these phones even within our vicinity, man. But we use them, We sacrifice our bodies even with these fucking phones doing these lessons, man. But we're praying for, that the Lord is going to see what we're doing. He's going to, shield us and protect us. And eventually, we'll make it to the end of this thing and get us a new body, man. Because we need out of here. Jake is through. I'm looking at the skies right now. Now, they just had a report. I was looking at it earlier this morning. That the air quality in Detroit is fucking off the chain, bro. But I see Esau, he flying over the skies all day. He flying over the skies all fucking day long, bro. Zigzagging, doing damn tic-tac-toe. I'm talking about really just up there like, he really playing with it. X's, they do like an X. And then the fucking clouds are like right now, I'm looking at the cloud, they do that X, then the shit turn black. And then maybe the next day it rain. It could rain this very same day, who know, but this man gotta go, man. He and ain't no telling what he dropping through. He ain't no telling what he dropping out of the skies, man, with that shit. But we do know that this man, his ultimate goal is to perpetually enslave the entire population. He wants to enslave. That just shows. And these are Edomites. This is only a handful of fucking Edomites that want total control over billions of people. They want total control over all of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh's creation, man. No sharing, just hoarding up everything, just fucking stealing every damn thing. Everybody else is struggling, and here you go. This motherfucker's at a manor. He's at a castle somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He wants to feed your ass bugs, but he can go out back and kill a whole motherfucking steer if he wants just one steak. The best of that damn steer, that best of that cow or bull or whatever, he wants to eat. He can go into his livestock, pull one, have somebody dress that boy real quick, and only for just one portion of that one animal. And he'll throw the rest of the fucking animal away, eating the best of the fruits and vegetables. In the meanwhile, he wants to feed your ass slop. When the Lord created the planet and it's big enough for everybody, it's enough resources to go around. But he's telling you that, the earth is overpopulated. But the Lord said to be fruitful and multiply. Here you go, you got everybody bundled all up in these cities when all this earth is out here. Because it's not like there's no land. You can easily jump into your vehicle and jump on one of these highways of his and just travel for hours and hours and hours and hours at a time and won't see nothing but trees. So it's land out here. So what's the problem? And then he's telling you about, okay, well, if you finally do get some land, he's taxing the shit out of you for it. Like, well, damn, why I can't just go get me a piece of land, you know what I'm saying, and call it mine, man. Fence it in. Hey, this is my portion. You know, this is where, you know, I'm at. You know, this, and this. He comes through and tell you, nope, no. We own that, actually. You know, you got to give us a cut. You know, and then he can come through, you build it up. But you got to go through him to actually even build it up. You got to go through, you need his licenses, you need his permits, you need all this shit, you know. And then, you know, you don't pay him a portion of your money weekly, every 2 weeks, you know, a yearly tax or whatever he charging you. And he come and take the shit. Give it to somebody else and redo that shit all over again. But anyway, man, this is where we're at. What the days and times that we're living in. Esau, Edom, he must fucking go, bro. Because if this man continue to rule, we say it all the time, if he continues to rule, nothing will survive, man. This guy is playing with this kind of science. He's playing with shit like this. This don't even make no sense. It's like the shit they be doing. It's like, why? I was looking at the elder yesterday. He was talking about, the motherfuckers talking about some robotic ants. They was calling them rants. I'm looking like, why? The ants are already doing what they're supposed to do. Like, why the fuck do you need to be creating some fucking robotic ants to do the same thing that regular ants would do anyway? Crazy, bro. Anyway, I'm going to end out there. Pray that the lesson was edifying with that. Kwame Yasha Allah and the Baba Boy.